In this class, we will discuss about measurement of torque. Torque is defined as a twisting force which will rotate the body about an axis. And in case of shafts which are connected between load and a motor, the torque is the twisting force exerted in the shaft. This torque will be transmitted from the motor to load. So while transmitting, we have to measure the torque exerted by the motor. Therefore, for measuring the torque in industries and in the shafts, we will use transducers. And in this, if you consider a hollow shaft having an outer radius of capital R and inner radius of small r, its torque exerted by E is given by T is equal to pi into Z into R power capital R power 4 minus small r power 4 divided by 2L into theta, where G is modulus of rigidity of the material and theta is angular displacement angle. That is, if the shaft is kept fixed at one end and if you rotate at other end, it will be twisted. So that angular displacement at one end can be observed, and that angle is theta in this case. So this can be observed if you twist a rope at one end keeping the other end constant, fixed. You can observe easily how much angle it can rotate 2 or 3 rounds in case of a rope, but in case of a metallic shaft, the angle cannot be identified by the naked eye. Therefore, for displacement of measuring this angle also, we will use transducers. And this is the formula for torque developed in a hollow shaft. Then coming to here, for measuring torque, we have strain gauges. First, resistive strain gauges can be used, inductive strain gauges can be used, and digital methods can be used. There are 3 methods: using resistive strain gauge and inductive strain gauge, and final one is digital method. Coming to using resistive strain gauges, you can use piezoresistive material or strain gauge element. If you use that element, then it is known as piezoresistive or strain gauge torque meter. Now we will discuss about the construction and operation, how to measure the torque developed in a shaft using strain gauge torque meter. In this case, it uses strain gauge elements. We can use 2 strain gauge elements for measuring torque, or we can use 4 strain gauge elements. First, we will discuss about measurement of torque using only 2 strain gauges. In this case, when you use 2 strain gauges, these strain gauge elements will be fixed to the shaft, attached to the shaft at 45 degrees to the main axis of the shaft as shown in the figure. Because when a shaft is fixed at one end and rotated on the other end, maximum stress will develop at an axis which is 45 degrees to the axis of main shaft. Therefore, these strain gauges will be attached. This is first strain gauge and this is second strain gauge. These strain gauges will be attached at 45 degrees to the main axis shaft. So this is one strain gauge which is attached at 45 degrees to the main axis, and this is the second gauge which is attached at 45 degrees. So if this end is twisted, in that case, one strain gauge will experience tensile strain and another one is experience compressive force. So one will be positively strained, another one will be negatively strained. So if this type of arrangement is used, and these strain gauges, when they are twisted, strain will be developed at this axis, at 45 degrees axis to the main shaft axis. Therefore, strain will be experienced by the strain gauge elements, and this resistance of these strain gauge elements changes. because these resistance strain gauges are connected in Wheatstone bridge will be unbalanced. So previously bridge is balanced. When no strain is applied to the shaft, resistance of both the strain gauges are equal. Therefore, output voltage of Wheatstone bridge will be 0. Now, if torque is applied, strain will be developed in the shaft, and that strain, due to that strain, resistance of strain gauge elements changes. Therefore, their resistance also, because resistance changes, bridge will be unbalanced. By measuring the output voltage, we can estimate how much strain is developed, how much torque is applied on the shaft, and that strain can be given by this formula. This is about measurement of torque using two strain gauges. Then coming to measurement of torque using 4 strain gauges. In this case, 4 strain gauge elements will be used, and these 4 strain gauge elements will be attached to the shaft such that 2 will experience, if the shaft is rotated in one direction, say anti-clockwise direction, 2 strain gauges will be experiencing positive strain, another 2 will experience negative strain, and these 4 strain gauge elements are connected in the Wheatstone bridge. When no strain is applied, no torque is applied to the shaft, resistance of all the elements, all the strain gauge elements will be equal. R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R4. Therefore, the bridge is balanced. Output voltage of the bridge is 0. Now, if torque is applied at one end of the shaft, this shaft will be twisted. Therefore, strain will be developed at 45 degrees to the main axis of the shaft. This is the main axis of the shaft. To this main axis, torque will be developed either in this direction or in this direction, which is at 45 degrees to the main axis. Therefore, 2 strain gauges will experience compressive strain, another 2 will experience tensile strain. Therefore, their resistances will change. Therefore, bridge will be unbalanced. By measuring the output unbalanced voltage, we can estimate how much torque is applied on the shaft. This is about measurement of torque using 4 strain gauges, and this is called strain gauge torque meter operation. Then coming to, it will have inductive torque transducer. We can also measure the torque using inductive torque transducer. In this measuring the torque using inductive torque transducer, on the shaft we will arrange 2 flanges. This is one flange and this is other flange. Flange A and this is flange B. Flange B will have a coil inside it. Flange A will have a coil inside it, and flange B will have an iron core rod. Iron core will be there like this. This is the iron core, which will, if the flange is rotated, this iron core will move inside the coil. This iron core will move inside the coil of flange A. Remember, I will repeat it again. Here we are using 2 flanges. Flange A mounted on the shaft, flange B also mounted on the shaft. Both are mounted at 2 ends of the shaft. Now flange A will have a coil inside it, and flange B is having an iron core attached to it. This iron core will move inside the coil of flange A. Now, if no torque is applied, and remember, this coil is connected in a bridge. The coil is connected in a Wheatstone bridge. If no torque is applied, bridge will be balanced and output voltage of the bridge is 0. If flange A is fixed, this end of shaft is fixed, and flange B end is moved, rotated, torque is applied at flange B end, then that end will be twisted. Therefore, this flange B moves slightly ahead of flange A. Therefore, iron core in the flange A moves ahead in the under the coil. Therefore, inductance of this coil changes. When inductance of the coil changes, because this coil is connected in Wheatstone bridge in the AC bridge, its output voltage changes. By measuring the output voltage of the bridge, AC bridge, we can estimate how much angle it is rotated, flange B is rotated compared to flange A, which is directly proportional to torque applied at end B. So this is using inductive torque transducer. Then coming to digital methods of measuring torque, here we will use two flanges. This is one flange, flange A, and this is flange B. Each flange will have single tooth. Single tooth it will have. So flange A is having a tooth, flange B is having a tooth. So this is the shaft. On the shaft, flanges, single tooth flanges A and B are arranged. If one end is connected to the motor, another end is connected to the load. If load is applied, this end will be twisted. This end will be twisted. Therefore, so when no load is there, when no load is applied, and above the flanges A and B, there are two coils. There are two pickups, C and D. C and D are the pickups, and they are placed nearer to flange A and B. So nearer to flange A, D pickup is placed. Nearer to flange B, C pickup is placed. The purpose of this pickups are, they will produce pulses. They will produce pulses continuously. They will produce pulse whenever teeth comes nearer to it. Whenever this teeth comes nearer to the coil pickup, it will produce pulses. So now, if no torque is applied, and if it is rotated, both the coils will reach the pickups simultaneously. Therefore, this will produce, D pickup will produce pulses, C pickup also produce pulses, because there is no time lag between this teeth and this teeth, and these two pulses from C and D are compared for time difference. So because both the flanges are reaching these pickups, there is no time lag between these output pulses. So when there is no torque applied, time difference between output pulses is 0. When torque is applied at one end, this end will be twisted ahead. Therefore, this end, this pickup, this teeth will reach, this teeth will reach the pickup slowly. Therefore, initially this pickup D is producing pulses, and because torque is there in opposite direction at this end, so this teeth at C will reach slowly to the pickup. Therefore, it will produce the pulses with some time lag compared to the pulses of D. Therefore, by measuring the time lag between these two pulses, we can estimate the torque produced. So output can be calibrated to give torque. So this is using digital method of measuring torque. So digital methods will have certain advantages. So digital methods eliminate errors arising from slip rings, no leakage of signal, no noise problem. Then coming to magnetostrictive torque transducer. Another method is, this is also a digital method, magnetostrictive torque transducer. It works on the principle of magnetostriction, and magnetostriction is the property of a material. When a magnetic material is subjected to strain, its permeability changes. That is called magnetic striction. I will repeat it. Magnetic striction is nothing but, it is a property of a magnetic material due to which when it is subjected to strain, its permeability changes. When permeability changes for a magnetic material, it can easily magnetized. Flux, if permeability is increased, means flux will increase. Therefore, inductance changes. By measuring the inductance, we can estimate the torque or strain. So in this case, if we come to construction, here two soft iron pieces are taken. These are made of magnetostrictive material which will have, so that is, this is a magnetic material. These cores are made of magnetic material. If they are strained, their permeability changes. And now these two coils are connected in an AC bridge. These two coils are connected in AC bridge, and this arrangement, these coils are placed at 45 degrees to the main axis of the shaft. Remember, this is also at 45 degrees to the main axis of shaft. Second coil is also placed at 45 degrees to the main axis of the shaft, because when a torque is applied at one end of the shaft, maximum stress will develop in the shaft at 45 degrees to the main axis. That's why we will place strain gauges and these magnetostrictive transducers also at 45 degrees to the axis, where maximum strain will be developed in the shafts. So maximum strain will be developed at 45 degrees to the main axis. That's why we have placed